All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast. It is a beautiful Monday evening here in beautiful South Florida. We are joined here right now with Miss Chasity Martin. She is originally from Pompano Beach, Florida, and she is a women's professional boxer, and she's joining us here this evening, to talk about her career. So, Chasity, welcome to the Adams Brothers Podcast.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Good evening, everybody.
You're welcome. You're
You're
welcome. You're welcome. So, well, let me tell you a little bit how I met Chasity. I was in the mall here this past weekend, and I was doing some shopping. And Chasity and I just happened to pass each other in the mall, and Chasity
I
noticed
stopped him.
that. Yeah, she saw me first. She did saw me first, and see me first, I should say. And she saw my shirt that said Adams Brothers Podcast, and I said, and she was like, well, what do you guys do? And I said, we podcast about this and that. She said, oh, I'd like to come on your show. So guess what? She's here right now. We made it happen just like that. So again, Chasity, welcome to the show. Welcome to the podcast. So to our viewers out there that's watching right now, tell us a little bit about Chasity Martin.
Chasity Martin. Well, I'm a professional boxer from Pompano Beach, Florida. Again, my name is Chasity Martin. I've been boxing for over 10 years. I'm actually returning to the sport as a 29-year-old female. I'll say young female still. So I took some
Mhm.
time off for a few years, but I'm returning back to the sport. I was on the Olympic team for 4 years, and I was amateur for about 5 years. So 4 out of those 5 years, I was on the Olympic team. I tried out for the 2016 Olympic trials. I made it to the trials, but I did not make it to the Olympics. Clearly, Carissa Shields took over that. But yeah, I've been boxing a little bit over 10 years. I've been in the sport a little bit over 10 years. And now, after I've taken a step back, I decided to return to the sport and also, just on a journey of self and, just on a journey of identifying with self along with identifying with the sport and being that full authentic person that I set out to be. So, you know, that's basically where I am right now, and I guess that's who I am.
Okay,
So,
okay. So let's start out by what made you want to get into boxing? What was it someone that inspired you to get into boxing? Who was your favorite professional female boxer? Was it one of your favorite professional female boxers, or it
Male
just something
boxer,
that you wanted
whoever.
to do? You
was
always
it
wanted to do.
right, right, right. Well, no, it wasn't something that I always wanted to do. And actually, once I made the decision to become a boxer, I discovered my favorite female boxer. But what it was my aunt. My aunt, her name is Kimberly Smith. She's here from Pompano also. And what it was, I would come home from school in the early afternoons, and I always rode home with her. But what happened is I would go outside after she dropped me off home, and then just kids getting into things that kids don't need to be into, just walking around, just basically having idle time and an idle mind. And with that time, I got into a few small neighborhood fights or whatnot, whatever you call it. But at one point it had gotten to a point where I just knew that, okay, well, hey, my family didn't raise me like this. This really is not me. It is in my blood. I am very capable, but it really just is not who I am and who I set out to be. So with that, I got into a little trouble, maybe around the age of like 13, 12. And that particular day and that particular night, I made a decision, okay, I'm going to do something to devote my time when I have free time so I won't get into trouble. So with that, I went to the school the next day, and I was at a private school at the time. So we had like computers at our desk. So the whole day I'm like sitting there looking up. I say, you know what, I'm gonna do boxing. Because my aunt, she would always have a boxing bag outside of her house, and she would always put on the gloves with me. And it was just a workout for her, but really it gave me direction. So with that, I said, you know what? It seemed like I got a lot of praise from her, and I got a lot of like good feedback from that. So I just took that idea and I said, let me try boxing. Googled, I found a boxing gym. So when I got home that evening, I asked my grandfather, "Hey, Granddad, you'll take me to this, boxing gym?" It was right down from where the bus lot is, where my mom actually works. It was only less than 2 miles away from my house. So from there, that's when I found a place. I started. I went through some rough patches there that I'm sure we'll get into, and so happened when I would get dropped off in the daytime, my mom literally worked. I don't know if you guys know where the smaller bus lot is, right by where Enterprise is right now, or Fountain. It literally was right there, like not even, it was across the street from her job. So as she got off from work, she came right there and got me. So it was like a perfect, overall setup. And then it took off from there. But that's what really inspired me. I have, and I still do have a favorite female boxer, which at the time was Layla Ali, of course, because as I learned about the sport, that's who feel like I resonated with. But yeah, so pretty much that's how that whole thing came about.
Okay, all
Yeah.
right. So now we know how you got into boxing and what kind of inspired you to get into boxing. And when I met
It was
you,
different.
it was
Yeah.
Sorry.
different.
It was something different. Like I missed the point. My main point was I wanted to do something different, but I wanted to also lose weight. But I wanted to do something nobody around me was doing. And that was it. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Right. No, it's fine.
Mhm.
So uh we heard why what kind of got you into it and everything. So I when I met you, I asked you to share a video with me. I said, "Is there any video of you online?" And you said, "Oh yeah, it's plenty." So you shared a video with me, and I had the opportunity to view it, and I can tell you, man, you got some hands on you. I mean,
Yeah.
you are fast, and I was like,
True. True.
man, I hope she don't, nobody don't want to go up against her because she got some serious hands on her, and whoever her opponent is in the future, they're
Lord,
gonna
pray
catch some
for
serious hands.
them.
Yeah. They
They
better
gonna
pray
catch.
for
They gonna
them.
look 10 times worse than what you saw. Which I thank you so much, but 10 times worse than that. Ten
Yeah,
times
yeah.
worse.
Yeah, I mean, you got some power. You punch with power, and you got moves, and you got defensive moves, and everything. And you kind of like the goat. You can float like a butterfly and sting like a bee. I watch you. So
Thank you. I appreciate
uh,
it.
let me ask you this question here. Now, you've been boxing, and if you stay in the sport long enough, sooner or later, somebody gonna get the best of you and knock you out. Have you ever been knocked down or knocked out before?
Neither one. And
Okay.
and
Really.
look, but look, let me make a point. Let me just say this piece. You said one key thing, and that's if you stay in the sport of boxing long enough.
Yeah.
And it's a
Hmm.
lot of people. It's a lot of, and that's the main mistake people do still to this day. They stay, and I hope y'all ain't talking about me because I'm 29. I hope
No.
y'all not gearing that towards me, but nah, I'm just joking. But thing is, you use boxing, you don't let boxing use you, and that's what you call letting boxing use you. And at some
Right.
point in time, you have to know when to step back, and that's just not from boxing, but that's from anything. And even with the break that I took for a few years, that was a decision that I made, and that decision, it a lot of people may look at it as, oh, what happened? She fell off. No, I stepped back when I know I needed to step back, and I still got my O is still there. Yes, I'm only 4-0, but my skills is still there. My power
Mhm.
is still there. My youth is still there. But I knew even though I didn't have, even though I did stop, that could have been a lot. I could have kept going, and guess what? Life could have been life, and I could be letting boxing use me right now. So I just knew when to step back, and then also I let put my ego aside because at some point I wasn't fighting for the same cause that I had started with. It was more so just my ego, and I couldn't go off of that. I couldn't just go off of mainly that anymore. So I stepped back, and now I'm stepping back in. So, you have to not let the sport of boxing use you. You have to use it. And you have to just know when to let go. And when you go on that journey of self, it'll help you be a lot more okay with doing that. And you won't have to sit and like allow something to use you and you just become an opponent to it. You just become another
Right.
stepping stone for up and
Right.
coming people. And that's far from, I mean, I can't even be that. I don't think I could be that if I wanted to. But yeah.
so,
But
so
no,
I said,
I don't see nobody getting the best of me. I get the best of
okay.
me.
Well, I know
That you know.
you are fast, and you got some fast hands, and you got some moves, and you
Yeah.
punch with power. But so did Mike Tyson, and so did Muhammad Ali, and they all stayed in the sport. And
Too long.
eventually, the younger people they got the best of them. So that's why I
Hey,
ask you:
look,
have you ever been knocked
look.
out?
No, I haven't. But what about his daughter? You see what his daughter did, right?
Oh yeah, Layla Ali got some
Yeah.
serious
But
hands
she,
on her too.
and
Now,
look, they look, they serious. They ain't as serious as they could have been. But she's still undefeated. And even though a younger boxer, because I know her and Carissa Shields is going, through something online, even that younger boxer right now, still when she stepped into on that side of, I guess, trying to call Layla Ali out, Layla Ali still has her O, she's still undefeated. She has multiple businesses and ventures that she's doing. She still
mhm.
has everything about her, and she only had 10 fights. That's all she had because she
Yeah.
got out of the sport. She's still using it, it's still taking care of her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and that's what you
Yeah.
do. You're supposed to get out, leave the sport when you're on top. You don't want to
Yeah.
hang around too
Yeah.
long, and then you start. Somebody
Hmm.
eventually you're gonna be laying on your back, looking up at the
Right.
lights if you stay in it long
Or something
enough.
else gonna happen, anything
Right,
else,
Mhm.
like
right,
Roy Jones, they just
right,
they don't you have to make wise use of your time doing anything,
Yeah.
and you have to just not just like as far as the actual sport itself, but even the personal part of it, because that's what's really gonna lead you and put you in and make and how have you make certain decisions. So with that, it's all about self-care and mental hygiene for me because the sport is 90% mental in my
right,
sport. But
right,
you just have
Mhm.
to just make wise use of your time and whatever it is that you're doing. And because I learned how to become humble on whatever level I get. If I go to another level, I learn how to be humble on that level first, you know?
right, right,
And that's
right.
just something I feel like has preserved me. I don't know if if you mind, but I worked in parks and recreations. Like I'm at the pool. You'll never know, but I went through so many different phases, but none of them dimmed my light. None of them
Oh,
did.
okay. You
And
work over there with Pete
you
then.
know, I was with Pete. I told Pete I was at the park. I said, you know what? I'm gonna give me a job at the pool. I called Pete. I said, Pete, I need a job. I had a job. So even with that, that still allowed me to live some sort of a civilian life.
Right.
As a young person that I did not get to live as a teenager.
Okay.
So yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know Pete. I used to work with him years ago. So yeah, I know all those Sharon, Miss Sharon, and
You
all of
know
them
my
over
my
there.
you know my aunt then. Dexter Smith. I mean, we're not gonna make it about that, but Kimberly Gillis. We all my aunts and my uncles worked at the pool, and I kind of followed in that
Kim
those
Deal. Yeah,
footsteps.
yeah, I remember all of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Kim. Yeah, that's the one who inspired me to box. Miss
okay,
Kim Gillis, Kim Smith. Hmm.
okay. So where do you train at right now? Do you train at home, or you go out to a gym, or you go to a park, or where do you train?
Well, right now I do most of my cardio at right here in my neighborhood, Weaver Park. I'm looking at it right now. And in my mother's backyard, we have it set up to where we have turf and we have a boxing, segment back there, but mainly I go to the gym. My gym where my original trainer, Stacy McKinley, he trained me at. Well, he didn't train me there, but his official gym that he has right off of in Pompano is more so of a professional private gym, but that's where I reside when I do most of my training right now. So that's just a place that I'm currently at. But as far as like cardio and calisthenics and everything, I'm right here in the neighborhood like I've always been when I was fighting. Same thing, right here in the neighborhood. Sometimes it was on the
Yeah.
car porch. I have my boxing bag up there.
Right,
So
right,
yeah.
right, right. So I have one
Hmm.
more question. Now I'll let my brother hop in here. So have you ever met any professional boxers in during your tenure in boxing? Have you any of the professional men or women? Have you ever had the opportunity to meet a professional boxer?
That's all I was raised. What I started with. I'm not trying to be any type of way, but that's what I started with. That's what I've always known. So yes, I have had the pleasure to meet a lot of most of the greats and the younger up and coming. Like, when I started
Yeah,
boxing, I even as an amateur, like I was basically raised by Don King. That's backed me. That's who took care of me since I was about 13, 14 years old. And
Okay.
so that's kind of the umbrella that I did come up under, because I was blessed to be able to do so at such a young age in the beginning. And that kind of like set me apart from a lot, like actually just the amateur sport itself. So I've always been around, professional boxers. I was at the WBC conference with Floyd, Larry Holmes. Like every time we would travel and go out of town, that's what so that's technically all I've been doing. Yeah, I have. I
Okay.
have.
All right. So you met
Yeah.
some of the greatest that's ever
Right.
been in the sport. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Don King has his office
It's right here. Yeah.
right here in
In
Deerfield Beach. I
Deerfield.
don't know if he's still there or only in America. You can see
No,
that big
no,
flag.
yeah, it's
He
not.
moved
Well, yeah, he's actually in the process right now of leaving that particular space, but only in America. Yeah,
only in
Fairway
America.
Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fairway
Yeah, I
Drive. That's
heard
right.
he was having some financial troubles. I just saw this on an article here about a few days ago, and I was saying I hope this article not true because he
You
amassed a
say,
huge fortune over
you say,
his
uh-huh.
yeah. I
Mm.
wanted to ask you, Chastity, what's your pre-fight ritual to get in the zone of stepping in the ring?
What's my pre-fight ritual? So are you?
You
It
Yes.
listen
depends
to a
on
little hip
what
hop, or
what.
you
Yeah,
you get a little,
exactly.
yeah. You listen to a little hip hop music,
Tupac,
or what's
Oh
your
no,
oh,
no, 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 no. I don't actually. No, I don't. Um, well, I was you saying like as far as that day or that week or that what part of, because it's all a certain, it's
the
different
evening of the
stages to it.
fight.
So the
Yeah,
evening
the
of the fight.
evening of the
Okay.
fight. Yes.
Well, my ritual is I always drive myself to my fights. I always drive myself to my fights, and really, my ritual is I don't listen to anything. I don't listen to anything on the radio. I do have a
Mhm.
few of my teammates with me, mainly just one of my great cousins and two of my great cousins that usually are right by my side. But I don't listen to anything. I just basically give myself that space. I make space in my mind to be able to visualize. That's mainly what I do. I visualize the night before. Training camp, clearly I do, but the night before and that evening of, I visualize. I'm consistently visualizing what it is that I fight the fight before I get in the ring. But I drive myself to the fight in visualization, in silence.
Yeah. And what is the biggest
That's my
mental
ritual.
challenge? Since I know you were saying about mental getting in that space mentally. What is the biggest mental uh, challenge that you overcame as far as
Mental challenge.
yeah.
Um, I mean, well, when you say you're referring to what it is that I said about mentally putting myself in that space.
Yeah.
Well, I would say mental challenge.
Yes.
Mm, let me say. Uh, mentally, I would say decision making. Decision making, and at one point, decision making, and basically just yeah, decision making, and actually having a time putting substance behind certain decisions and behind certain things that it is that I set out to do. So it's not, I mean, I did have a lot of challenges, with that. And of course, good thing I'm still overcoming and I have overcome. But the biggest challenge that I did have was creating the stuff. Like, I don't like to just make decisions or just do anything, but it's just creating the substance and the reasoning behind it, but not more so creating it, but finding it. So mentally, that's been one of my biggest challenges that I have had. As far as anything else, I'm sure I've had more. I can't
Hmm.
think of them off the top of my head, but that and
That's okay.
transitioning. Yeah,
Yeah. Also, I
yeah.
heard you talking about you started you when you started boxing, you was doing it just to lose weight. I believe you said.
Not,
Uh,
yeah. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, that was part. But what is
That
your
was yeah.
nutrition regimen?
My nutrition regimen now. Well,
Right.
I would say while I was training, I really, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had to make weight, which I rarely had to do, I would
Hmm.
be mornings. I would eat something to keep me light, but also something to not so much fill me because you don't want to be too heavy in the morning. So what I would do is before I run, I would eat oatmeal, I would eat fruit. That would be that's my main go-to because it keeps me light, it gives me energy, but it also gives me, you know, it has I have something on my stomach. So that would be my first go-to. That's always was my go-to. At some point in my training camps, I'll say maybe like the fifth week, I will also go and I would have breakfast at the Hilton, and I would have a full course breakfast. And that was kind of difficult for me to do. Mainly, I would
Mhm.
do omelet. I won't do any grits. I just do omelet. I'll do some protein, and I'll do maybe some orange juice or what have you. And then in the evening times, like I said, depending
Mhm.
on where it is I am in that week or where it is I am on that scale as far as in training camp, I would do a
Mhm.
heavy protein if I had to spar the next day or after I spar to hold. I'll do mashed potatoes, I do broccoli, of course. Some days I did salmon. Now those are mainly the days I did just basic training. But as far as
Mhm.
sparring and heavy duty working, I would have like a heavy protein and some heavy starch. So it just all depends. But also I would eat what I want, to be quite honest with you.
Mhm.
I eat what
Mhm.
I want. Like literally. I really also had that in me. But just that's mainly what my like right now. I
Mhm.
basically it's not like more so like a day-to-day strategic eating plan, but I mean, like I said, I'm still on weight for where I am in my age and the growth that I have had. So I'm 160 right now. I fought at 130, and this will be the this will be the like the normal weight for me right now in my life.
Mhm.
I was in my early 20s. So right now I'm at a comfortable weight. I'm still walking around at the weight class that I'm choosing to fight at. And I may cut some weight, you never know, but wherever I am, I'm strong.
Yeah,
So
yeah. You
Yeah.
yeah.
you are. I saw you, and you're chiseled, and you got
That's
muscle.
after two.
You know.
Yeah. Not so
Yeah.
much, not so much. I mean, I don't think that at all, to be quite honest with you. I think I don't look that well. I'm
Well,
lying.
Have you
uh,
sustained any serious injuries so far?
Me? No.
Yes.
I
Okay.
haven't sustained any injuries.
that's what I
No.
was gonna say. You got to see her, man. She's built, man. She's
Well, what
muscular.
made you
You
ask
might
what
not
made you
think
ask
so,
me that?
huh?
What made you ask me about the injuries?
About the injuries?
Because you just saying I guess I gained some weight or something like that.
Oh, you talking
What
to
made
You
you say
talking
Daryl?
to me?
that?
You talking to
Whoever
me?
asked me about the injuries.
Oh yeah,
Oh
that
yeah,
was me.
that was one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I no, I just just asking questions of interviewing. I just wanted to know had you had ever sustained any serious injuries because I mean, we talked to a MMA fighter boxer, the Tin Man, and I talk to boxers. I'm gonna ask
Yeah,
them MMA fighters. I'm always ask them.
yeah,
That's gonna be one of my questions. Have they ever sustained any serious injuries or
yeah.
any
It could
athlete?
happen. It could happen. It's just like the more if you're in shape, if you do what you're supposed to do as a fighter training,
Mhm.
when you do go into these bouts or a lot of people with experience and without experience, you mainly get injured. And I would say honestly in any sport, but mainly boxing, of course, I see people get injured and people go through things physically when their bodies aren't able to absorb what it is that's being, you know, put out. So you get hit if you're not able to absorb that because your body's not in shape for it, then yeah, it sticks with you, it stays with you. So with that, that's going to cost you. You could get punched right now today, and that punch could literally still be with you for a long time, and it affects you because your body's not able to absorb it because you're not in good enough shape, so it stays with you. It doesn't boomerang. So that's basically how that goes. You have to just it's about taking care of yourself, and when you
Yeah.
do that, you cut down. I mean, things do happen. Don't get me wrong, but you cut down the chances of that happening, and that's mainly how it happens.
Okay. All
Mhm.
right.
So
So,
no, I
like I
haven't.
said, when we first came on, I said I watched the video, and like I told everybody, you got some serious quick hands on you. So let's share some of this video here that we had the
Cabalgada
opportunity
a
to see.
cuatro asaltos por el peso pluma.
Make it big.
En la esquina roja con pantalón negro pesando
I think I,
126
I recorded
libras.
it the wrong
Recorde
way,
una
but
victoria,
Oh, no, it's fine.
6
It's fine.
derrotas.
I was
From
actually that was my
Chalmette,
third fight. I was in
Louisiana,
Orlando on here, and I drove
Ivana
myself to that fight. I did.
Coleman.
yeah, I should have
En the
turned
blue
it the other
corner,
way,
en
but
la esquina
yeah.
azul,
That's fine.
con
It's no problem.
pantalón rosado, pesando
Well, let me see where I can.
129 libras. Récord de 2 victorias, 0 derrotas, una por
Telemundo
la vía del
favors me, so
sueño.
that's why.
She is
Oh
from
yeah.
Pompano Beach, Florida, Chasity Martin.
Look at those hands, y'all. Look at those hands.
Them short shots. You gotta see the short shots. You see the short
Oh
shots.
yeah.
You're quick.
hmm But she was way heavier than me though.
Yeah.
Remember this. But it's
Yeah.
the short shot. You know, the body work. The body work. Watch this body work.
Oh, you got some quick hands.
I told you.
Punch out of there. Punch out of there.
She can hit.
I got hit real good on here too. Now, don't get me wrong. She hit me with a
Yeah,
nice
you got.
uppercut right left hook. But I
I,
ain't feeling
I saw that. She got a good lick in on you there, and you just kind of brushed it right
a
off.
few of them. I let it roll
Yeah.
right off my shoulder.
Time.
She got a couple late hits in
Laying
there
on
Hold,
me.
too.
don't hold. Don't hold. Let's box.
Yeah,
Don't hold.
because she was a much heavier than me. You know, she was much heavier than me. That particular fight, I fought her twice. You know, so she was laying on me, but it still got me through. So being in shape.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
That's why I asked you about that nutrition.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, it's what you put in. But
Yeah.
get your rest, and I ate. But
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I see, I ate what I wanted. And that's real good.
Box out.
Now
Box.
she kept leaning into you a lot too.
She was leaning on me. She put all her weight on me. That
Yeah.
was her advantage. She was a lot stronger than me. You know, she was a lot stronger than I was. You know, and with that, she used it. You know, and it.
Damas y caballeros,
You know, so
decisión
yeah.
final.
Yeah.
Josh Rick Bass, 39,
How old were
37,
you? Yeah.
39, 37. Josh
Uh,
Toby Tomorkin, 40,
should I
36,
look? I don't know.
40,
I was 20
36.
something. That was
Josh
9 years ago.
William Ray,
I was about what?
40, 36, 40, 36.
I was 22.
Ganadora por decisión unánime. From
Yeah.
Pompano Beach, Chasity
I actually during that time I was going through
Martin.
major mental challenges as far as what I talked to you about. And a
Yeah.
lot of the mental challenges that I did go through, I went through them
Io,
while
Carlos,
in boxing.
Martinez.
To be quite
Right.
honest with
Right.
you, yeah.
Well, we showed everybody that you do have some serious hands on you, and you can fight. And
Yeah.
man, I'd hate to be your opponent across the ring from you because just looking at those videos, and that was the only one I had the
Yeah.
opportunity to look at because I didn't go back and see, but there's a lot of video of you online.
You can
that
throw
you
them
could,
hands.
yeah,
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, you
yeah,
can throw them hands. I'm
yeah.
quite sure not too many people in the community going
Oh no,
try to
we're
try
not
you.
gonna. No, we don't put out that. We don't
They're
put
not
that
gonna
in.
try
Yeah,
you.
we don't
From what
even
I
we don't create that space anymore. We
Yeah,
don't.
yeah,
We
yeah. That's
friendly. We
yeah.
welcome everybody, even the ones
Right,
that did, and without them,
right,
you wouldn't. I wouldn't.
right.
So no, of
Do
course not. We don't
do you
attract that.
do you have any upcoming bouts here in the near future that you'll be fighting? Any cards in any matches you have coming up?
Well, right now we're working on a fight card, heavyweight title fight, with Duncan Productions and Promotions. So we don't have an exact location. We're between the amphitheaters in Palm Beach and bringing it here to Pompano Beach, Florida. Also, we have something on the table with Most Valuable Promotions, which they just had a show here in Miami a few nights back, and that's the boxer that does all the women. So he has a stable full of women, and so we're thinking about working something out there. But as far as right now, a set date, no. But the closest thing that I do have coming up, possibly on a bigger scale, is the heavy. It's heavyweight showdown or something like that. Don King is going to have with his heavyweight champion. That they were going through a few things, so we kind of like had to push it back. But we have that coming up. Prior to
Mhm.
that, I do plan on getting in the ring. It may not be here in South Florida, or it may not be in the United States, but I do plan on getting to the ring. Maybe maybe like I'll say maybe 2 months out from now. So, you will have footage of that, and I will keep you posted on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. I was just gonna say, definitely keep us posted and
got a few
on
more
your
questions.
few more future fights and everything. And so if you want to come back on again, you're always welcome. And I believe my brother got some more questions for you as well.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you do too.
that's what are the biggest misconceptions about women boxing?
I didn't even know they had any.
You know how
Well,
people just, you know.
I mean, well, right now it was. They think a lot of. Well, mm, I would say it's a few of them. As far as a woman boxer goes, I guess really it's not. They don't. People don't meet a lot of women boxers. So that's really not like a common thing I would think flows through people's head. But I would guess misconception they would be a lot more masculine than people. Well, than they really are. People, they misconstrued that. They also misconstrued it with their their choice of uh I guess you would say their choice of gender. A lot of people they deem, I guess, a female fighter or a female boxer as being maybe like, you know, I would say just very masculine. I would just say that much. And it's a few of them. Mm, it's a few of them. I don't really know. I never really even know.
Hmm. And
They could beat up their boyfriend. That's a big misconception. And as far as, yeah, that's the main one. I would say that, oh, she gonna beat you up. That's a big misconception there. And just even also being violent and being just brashful on like a day-to-day basis. And what people don't realize is a fighter, especially a female fighter, they're some of the most disciplined people mentally as far as when it comes to like physical combat, because that's like first nature, almost the second nature to us. So I
yeah,
think that's misconstrued a lot also. So yeah.
yeah. One of my friends just texted me just now. He said that Tony Sands said that another misconception is getting breast cancer from the hits to the breast. He's
Oh
a
really?
trainer.
Well, again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, I know as far as it goes with me, and I've noticed in a lot of healthy female fighters. We
Hmm.
actually we wear protection. Well, we're supposed to wear protection, and that's in training and that's outside of training. But that comes with, I guess, the standard of fighter that you are, and how you respect the sport of boxing. So yeah, I have never actually heard of that myself. I have not, but I'm sure it is possible. I've thought about it, but I
Hmm.
know that that is something that's like almost mandatory that I never really see being used, but I did. I did use breastplates. So
Hmm.
yeah, that could be very much true. That could be true.
Hmm.
I
And what
actually
advice?
I was the poster child for breast cancer, so that was my uniform.
Okay.
Okay.
And what advice would you give to young girls inspiring to be a professional boxer?
My advice to young females that aspire, young and I guess middle-aged females that aspire
Yeah.
to do that, I think it's a great time to do it. I think that it's a great opportunity for a newness to be brought to the sport and for those misconceptions to be changed and they could be brought to the light as being something different. I think it's a very healthy choice if done the correct way. And I think that it's a
Hmm.
very good, it's a very healthy, I say healthy because it builds self-confidence, it builds healthy 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 confidence, and it's a really great, it's a great balancer. I would say a balance for life period, because it gives you a certain foundation that every day, living day to day does not really offer you. So I would say go for it. It's a great time to do it, and they're making plenty of money.
Yeah, yeah. I hope
Yeah.
so. Hope you get a chance to get that big payday coming up here in the near future here.
Yes,
If you
exactly.
keep boxing the way you are, I don't see why you won't be able to go up against the top contender here in this sport here soon. If
You
keep it up.
definitely don't lack confidence.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
You are very confident in your abilities and in yourself. So that is a major plus.
I
Keep
appreciate
up the
it.
good
Thank
work.
you.
Keep up the good work. Anything you want to let us know before we let you go?
Any future fights, anything.
Didn't I just answer? I told
You just-
Yes, you
he
did.
asking questions. You gotta watch him over there. You just talked about.
You
Let me
just
just talk
answered
about
that.
that.
We just had viewers just popping on though.
Well, I mean, hey, it's recorded. It's going to be recorded. But this
Yeah.
is a podcast, so it's supposed to be posted, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Anything you want to let the viewers know before we let you go?
I would say just thank you for tuning in, and again, thank you guys for giving me the opportunity to be on
Yeah.
your platform, and I really appreciate it. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you guys again. And thanks for being in, and thank you for creating that space and that platform for, I would say, not just athletes or just people, period, to be able to express themselves in a safe environment, and also give them that stage to be able to grow and be comfortable on it before they put us on ESPN and we don't know how to talk. So I appreciate y'all.
Thank you
Oh,
for
yeah.
saying that. That
Yeah.
means a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we appreciate
And you ain't
These
gotta
things
watch me.
matter. These matter. Oh no, you gotta watch. You just gotta watch. That's just what it is. That's what it's gonna be. That's whole. And listen, and if we ain't have one to watch, our eyes wouldn't be trained. So yeah, you just gotta be that one. So.
Okay. All right.
Hey, I'm always ask those intense, tough questions. Always. But it's all love though.
Yeah.
I appreciate having you on here.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the very first
Yeah.
of women boxers. We hope to have plenty more. You just gave us a safe space to more women see this, and they'll be willing to come on here. So thank you.
There may be, but yeah, I'm sure. I mean, hopefully, but
Sure.
that'd be great. I would appreciate that if they did. I really would.
Yes. And we would love to have you back. I mean,
absolutely.
Whenever you get that big payday, don't forget about us now. Don't forget
Listen,
about
y'all
that.
matter. Listen, hey,
They brought
I
me
remember.
on when
They kick-started that next phase as far as media goes. So you don't understand how much this means to me, to be honest with you. You really don't. I'm joking, but it really means a lot, because things like this is a part of when people type that in. This is what people see. This is a part of the real process in in what really is going on and being said. So no, I totally appreciate it. You guys matter. All publicity is good publicity.
Well,
yes.
We're the
share
home.
this video.
We're the home.
And look, and by the way, we ain't broke. By the way, I don't know who said we was broke. We ain't broke.
We ain't broke, and we
ain't broke. We're probably a little up in age, but we ain't broke. Only in America.
We're from the
Only in
home
America.
team. Exit 42 and exit Pompano is 36, right?
I don't know, whatever Copeland Road is.
Yeah, we're 42, and I believe you 36 down there. So
I think
Deerfield Beach.
it's 6, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we do know Deerfield Beach and Pompano. We're neighboring cities. So, Chasity, thank you for coming on the podcast, man, and sharing your story with us. It's a pleasure meeting you. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome to come back on this podcast anytime, and keep on throwing them hands, because you got some serious hands.
Oh, she can throw them hands. Y'all women out there.
Cut it out.
Women out there, boy.
Don't do that. Don't listen. No, we're just gonna set up. No, we're gonna set up a class, and we're gonna set up something for them who may aspire or have that idea, and we could just teach. We don't have to be like that.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Well, you'll be a good teacher. I can tell that right now. You know.
Chastity, thank you for coming on. Merry Christmas
Thank
to
you.
you
Merry
and your
Christmas and a
entire
Happy New
family.
Year, Chastity.
Tell your mom and your family to keep on watching, and we're going to keep on elevating the dialogue and bringing you all guests, quality guests on this podcast. Thank you and have happy holidays to you.
Yes, indeed.
Same to you guys. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Good night.
Night.
Good night.